Hello, during today's session, you are going to learn what is an input function in Python and how to implement it with two exercises. During the first exercise, for example, we are going to validate one login authentication. And on the second example, we are going to get the total amount after buy n number of items with the same price per article. So seeing this, let's start with the first theory, which says that the input function is used to take and enter input. That means we could receive one input by the final user with one kind of console like this one that you are seeing here. And the user is going to type some data, which is going to be stored in one variable. The other option could be by using one front end or graphical user interface, and the condition will be the same. The user introduce some data and we store that data so that we could use for any future decision making or to store that information. Now, if we go to the second point, it says that what a user type as an input in Python that converts into string. That means whatever the user introduce in the input with the input function, that by default get one string value. However, we could convert to any other values such as int, float, or ATC, right? We're going to cover this conversion topic on the second example. And saying this, let's go for the input structure. So as per you can see here, the input structure is composed of one variable because we need to store our data or information that is provided by the final user. So we have variable equal to brackets, input brackets, and then we can define the message that we're going to use in order to request some specific information to our final user. Saying this, let's start with the first example, but before let's comment on the lines that we have already explained so that we could avoid to generate any error message. Now for the example one, we have the login. And the requirement for that is that we want to request user credentials before access to the home page. So the main objective from all this sentence is to perform one validations to the user credentials. But before that, let's just create one simple input functions to start getting familiar. Let's see. We have two variables, user equal to Mars in this case, but that could be any other user, for example, I don't know, Mike, right? Then the password will be equal to guess because I want to use this user and password to define my valid credentials. And whenever I introduce those credentials, then I could be redirected to the home page, or I could get that access to the home page. So let's start with the first input, and then we have our user variable. And remember, we're implementing this input structure, variable equal to input and message. So we have user equal to input. Then we have another bracket, and our message is requesting introduce user. And then we have the password input, and it says input introduce password. Right. So this is simple because here we are just requesting one input at our final user, and we are asking for user, and for this we are asking for the password. So let's just to validate that function, introduce user. password. I just type random letters because that doesn't matter if this is the right user mic and password guess, because we have not defined any pause condition after introduce the user and password. So let's define some conditions to interact with the user input. So if user in this case is not equal to Mike, or let's see, password is not equal to guess. In that case, I want to print valid credentials. Please contact your IT department. Suppose that we blocked that those credentials. That's why I'm sending this message. Else, that means if the user introduced the red credentials, print welcome, you are a valid user. So let's just verify. Oh, line 32. Line 32. If user equal to Mike or PWD not equal to guess. Oh, here was the error. If user not equal to Mike or password not equal to guess, then we need to include colon. Then print invalid credential, please contact your IT department. Else, colon, print welcome, you're a valid user. So introduce your user. Let's see that I introduce the right user, but I don't introduce the right password. Well, in that case, I received the message for invalid credential, please contact your IT department. Now let's try that I introduce a wrong user and a right password. Invalid credential, please contact your IT department. But now let's introduce a valid user in a valid password. In this case, Mike, in this case, guess. So welcome, you're a valid user. So this is it. This is how we request and get the user input for the user credential and the input for the password. And that's how we start to interact with that information. We validate that we were already implementing or using authorized credentials. Mike and guess are valid credentials. But in the case of any of them were not valid credentials, we print invalid credential, please contact your IT department, right? And when those will be right credentials, well, we will print a message for welcome, you're a valid user. This was the first example. Now let's go for a second. And this is going to perform one try catch exception. So first of all, let's define what do we need to do. First of all, it says that we need to print the total amount to pay for the total number of articles. And it's supposed that every article is going to have has the same price. So we need to perform one arithmetic operation or math operation, which says that total number of articles, for example, 5 classes, by article price. For example, every class has a price of $5. That will be, for example, 5 classes per $5. That is going to give us the total amount to pay in dollar type. So for that, we have, let's start with the try and total articles equal to int input introduce the total number of articles. Then we have price article equal to int input introduce the article price. And then also I want to add column in my message. And finally, what I want to do is to perform our math operations to know how much will be the total to pay. So print and total to pay is, oh, let's just give total pay plus here we have the total articles by price article. But remember that we are concatenating. We need to concatenate every string in order to print all these lines. So we need to convert to a string once more. And say I want to add something additional, which will be the $. And here we have, but remember, $. Will be also one string. So here we are saying, please introduce the total number of articles, and we are going to convert to integer value because I want to use one number to perform my math operation, right? Then we request the price article. That means introduce the price for that article. That will be, for example, $5, $7, but that amount needs to be in integer type, value type. Now, what we're printing is just one concatenation that includes the total to pay plus the total articles by price articles that give a number, give to us one number, but we need to convert to string so that we could concatenate total pay number plus $, right? Now, until this point, I think that we are performing the happy path. We're saying, give us the total number of articles, give us the price for every article, and we can perform that operation so that we could print the total amount to pay is this number, right? But what happens if the user introduce a wrong data type and we cannot perform this operation? Well, actually, the most common, and I'm sure that you thought on that, is that we're going to receive one error message, right? But why not to predefine that error message in order that or to help to the final user to identify what was wrong with the information that was introduced and what is the right way to provide that request information. So in that case, let's implement one except. For that, print, that means if we're not able to introduce a right number of articles, or we introduce a string, that means letters when we are requesting an article price, well, in that case, we're going to receive this error message, print error. you have to introduce a number for the total number of articles and a price number for the article price, right? So here we have, and let's run it and see what's going there. So introduce user, why? Oh, we have this. Let's just comment this line, and this line. So what we have here, let's stop and run. So introduce the total number of articles. So what I could think is like, okay, the total number of articles are 5, and introduce the article price, and every article has the same price of $10. So you have introduced a total number of articles. Why? Int input introduce a price, print pay string total number. Let's see what's going there. Once more, article 5. Interesting. Int, what's going here? Total articles, price article. Oh, I know why. 5, 10. Yeah, see, my bad. What I did wrong is that this is sensitive case. I just typed string, but with this in uppercase. So it should be the whole str from string abbreviation, everything on lowercase. So that's why Python or the code was not identifying or was not able to perform this operation, but I have just corrected. So once more, let's run it. And it says introduce the total number of articles, 5, and introduce the article price, 10. So the total amount to pay, the total pay are $50 because we have total articles, 5, per price articles, 10. That is 5 by 10. That gives us total pay, $50. Total pay, operation, 50, and dollar. So except for that, we have a print error. You have to introduce a number for the total number of articles and a price for a number for the article price. So let's perform again once more, but in this time, we're going to introduce round data, right? Because we have established here or defined that we need to introduce integer input numbers, right? To perform this operation. So it's supposed that we received that message or the user received that message, introduce the total number of articles. So I will say that, okay, well, sorry, 5 in English. Well, here we have. Here we go. Error. You have to introduce a number for the total number of articles and a price for a price number for the article price. So I introduce string of letters, so that doesn't work because we are not able to perform that operation with that string or with that word, right? So let's try again. In this case, I type right number of articles, but wrong article price. So once more, we receive the message, error, you have to introduce a number for the total number of articles in a price for the article price. So let's perform the last time, but in a proper manner or way by introducing one integer value. So introduce the total number of articles, 4. and introduce the article price. Well, every article has a price from $2. So we have a total to pay $8 for buy to $8, right? So this is it. I really hope that this information could be useful for you, and see you on next sessions. Bye.